protecting critical infrastructure from the type of cyber attack that shut down the Colonial Pipeline. I'm joined now by one of the co-sponsors of that bill, Republican Congressman Andrew Garbarino of New York. He's the ranking member of the House Homeland Security Committee's Cyber Subcommittee. Congressman, good to see you. I think it's hard on days like this to get Republicans and Democrats to agree that it's Sunday. So the idea that there is bipartisan legislation on this, I think, is something to be embraced. Talk to me a little about what this is going to do, because I think Americans would like their existing infrastructure kept secure.
Absolutely, and you're right. And I'm so excited that this is a bipartisan bill. Chairwoman Yvette Clarke, also from New York, put this in. We're working together. We hope to have it passed as soon as possible. It creates a grant program for state and local governments to beef up their cybersecurity. You know, a lot of these local governments, whether it's a village, a town, even a school district, they can't afford to have a chief technology officer. They can't afford to put a lot of money into it, so they don't do it. So with this program, if they come up with a plan, we will help fund that plan. It's $500 million to start. We're probably going to need more money than that. But the fact that it's bipartisan, we're all working together to get it done. Hopefully it'll get done quickly.
All right, let's broaden that out now, because if you realize this is a problem, you realize that infrastructure generally is a problem in America. That part of the equation is bipartisan. Where it starts to break down is how much of what Joe Biden is suggesting is infrastructure. Some Republicans want to think of that a little more narrowly, and some Democrats want to think of it more expansively, and how you pay for it. How do you see this going forward, given that you're actually the co-sponsor of an actual bipartisan bill that actually deals with infrastructure? How do you translate that into something that gets done for Americans on the broader infrastructure issue?
Well, in addition to being the co-sponsor, one of the lead co-sponsors in this bill, I'm also in the Problem Solvers Caucus, which is a bipartisan group of Republican and Democratic members in the House, and I'm on the working group for the infrastructure bill in the Problem Solvers. So that working group, even number of Democrats and Republicans, we have come up with some points that we'd like to see hit in the infrastructure bill. We sent it over to the White House about 2 weeks ago. We are waiting for their response. We both agree, both Republicans and Democrats agree that an infrastructure bill needs to happen. Where the disagreement is how to pay for it, how expansive to be. The Problem Solvers came up with a couple of ideas that we think we could all work together on. We sent it over to the White House. We're just waiting for a response.
How big a problem is, and I've talked to a lot of the problem solvers from both parties. I think it's a great idea. How big of a problem is the infighting in the Republican Party in terms of moving forward on joint stuff? The folks who are don't acknowledge January 6th or didn't vote to certify the election. How are you managing that in the Republican conference?
Right now, we're just focused on moving ahead. A lot of my colleagues, both Republicans and Democrats, just want to get things done. A lot of the rank and file members just talking about, okay, what's next? What can we get done? Everybody's just looking to the future. They're looking to produce something for their district. They're looking to bring home, to make sure something gets done. Nobody sends us down to Washington just to sit there and fight. They want to see results. I think that's what most members in the Republican and Democratic Party want to do right now.
So how do you respond to the fact that people must come up to you and say, what about your colleagues who were saying January 6th didn't happen? It was kind of like a tourist visit. How do you deal with that?
When nobody's actually come up to me and said that. I was there on January 6th. I know it happened. I know how quickly things escalated. This week we're going to be voting on a bill. I'm still waiting for a briefing document from my staff on the January 6th Commission bill. So we will be voting on that, hopefully to address actually what happened that day and what has happened since with other attacks on the Capitol. It's similar, from what I've been told, it's similar to a 9/11 Commission bill. It's going to be evenly split. So that commission worked out well. So I'm excited to see what this bill says and possibly vote on it this week.
So you're likely to support the idea of a January 6th commission?
I've already co-sponsored the Rodney Davis bill, as well as I was a lead sponsor on another commission bill with Congressman Reed and a couple other members that focus on all domestic terrorism. So I'd like to see specifically, I haven't read this bill yet, specifically see what it says, but I have been supportive of a commission to look into what happened in January 6th, as well as what happened looking into all domestic terrorism.
All right, Representative Garbarino, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. I'd love if you kept us informed on how these bipartisan efforts are going, because we don't hear a lot about that in America. Representative Andrew Garbarino is a Republican congressman from New York. We're going to have
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.